I'm EkkiThump and welcome to Creative Aqua in Empyrion Galactic Survival. This episode we're going to start designing our first hover vehicle for the new season. Now we know where all the resources are on Aqua, Elia. I'm going to keep saying that Aqua, I just know I am. We need to design a vehicle that's a bit better at getting us around than that little motorbike. Nippy and agile as it is compared to how it used to be, it's still not as good as a decent HV. So I've got an idea in my head for what I want to design, so let's jump right into it. So in creative mode we can press H and bring up a menu of all the different block types in the game. What are we going to need? First of all, we need a hover vehicle starter. Let's get one of those. We're going to need some boosters and some engines. It's only going to be a small cheap one to start with. Let's see, we're also going to need a cockpit. Yep. Wait a minute, they've put the cockpits in a block group. Does that mean they're not on different tech levels anymore? See, one thing I've got to be careful of is I don't design something that I can't actually build. Which I probably am, because the spotlights, for instance, don't... Like, none of the turrets are available to level 5. Holy shit. Okay, we're going to have to build something really, really basic and then just strap bits on as we unlock them as we level up. Fine, so it's going to be an unarmed HV. We can get RCS hover engines and so on from level 2. We can get mini thrusters, level 3. We can't even get hover boosters. Ah, damn it, can we even build an HV right now? I don't want to go out and farm experience. Well, let's design something anyway. We'll get sort of the basic frame of something down. Alright, so we're assuming we can only build up to level 3 stuff, I think is where we are. Yeah, so we can get... Not very much, but we're going to need some... We're going to have to build out of steel. We can't build hardened steel because we need to go into space to get the raw materials to that. So it's got to be steel blocks. See, we've got a cockpit. We can't do lights or guns yet. What about ammo boxes though? Because they have to go inside. Well, they don't have to go inside, but they're better inside. Okay, cargo boxes, ammo boxes we can do. That's good. Okay, so let's get some cargo stuff in there. BA, CA, etc. Yes. We're going to need thrusters. A little thruster S, placeable HV. That's the one. We're going to need fuel tanks. We're going to need all sorts of things. Let's see, HV placeable fuel tanks. It's that one. No, that one. Actually, we're going to need more stuff as well. Let's start off with that though. So this should be plenty of space. We want to go quite small, quite small. So let's start off with the HV starter block. And there it is, that's our hover vessel. That's the beginnings of it anyway. Now we strap on the cockpit. Let's see. They all have the same energy requirements. Which one looks like the thing I have in mind? I think we're going to go for a number 3. Yeah, that should do the trick. Okay, we need to build out a basic place to put the generator and stuff. Now, how do I turn the symmetry mode on? How do I even get the menu up? The building menu. Let's check the controls. Warp drive, chat, axis, block. I thought it was on N. Oh, it is. Build tools, but it just won't appear for some reason. Oh, symmetry plane. I'm trying to turn symmetry mode on because I want to build a symmetrical vehicle, so why not? Let's see, the plane. I assume Y is up. So, XZ maybe? This doesn't seem to be doing anything at all, if I'm honest. Okay, let me go and teach myself how to use the symmetry plane. We'll get back into this after that then. Ah, gotcha. Okay, you have to place the plane. It's not that one. It's not that one. It must be that one. That's the one we wanted. Something feels not quite right about this block placement. It seems to be a bit more sluggish about changing the position of the blocks that I'm used to. Like I'm trying to put a block on top of this one. Or maybe I can't. Oh, of course I can, that's ridiculous. Why can't I put a block up there? I guess I just have to move around. Okay, well anyway, what are we going to have to do back here? Every vehicle needs, let's see, the absolute basics. Generator, RCS. So, generator, don't need these cockpits now. Generator, RCS. Is that the right generator? Yeah. HV, RCS. The way rotation works in this game is I press insert and delete to change the axis of rotation on the block, and then home and end to flip it around that. Let's get the generator in. Let's get... I think we're going to go long and thin. So, do I want to leave this bit exposed? Something like this, I don't know. Okay, we've got the generator. We need at least one RCS unit, so that can go in behind it. We are going to need some hover thrust. Hover thrust I'm going to put on a separate part of the vehicle, I think. I'm going to see how it looks, but I don't think I'm putting the hover thrusters in the middle on this one. So what else do we need? We've got the RCS, we've got the generator, we need a fuel tank. RCS, generator, fuel tank, we're going to need cargo pods. What kind of cargo box do we want? Probably just a little one. Give ourselves a bit of extra storage. Okay, let's seal those in. And we're we're going to round these blocks off and make them look a bit nicer later on. We're going to need, let's see, we've got fuel and generator and RCS. So in terms of flight, what we need now are thrusters. Now we don't need an up and down thruster on the hover vehicle because the hover engines take care of that. But we still need the forwards, backwards and sideways ones. So like so and so perhaps. Maybe one, yeah, that one more I think. Oops, hang on. H menu thrusters. Why hasn't that gone symmetrical? Oh, it's because I didn't have enough thrusters. Okay, we need thrusters at the back. For acceleration and deceleration. Well, just acceleration at the back. And we need braking thrusters at the front. Okay then, so after that, what we're going to do is stretch out some wings at the side. Perhaps like so, yes. They're going to extend like this. This isn't Space Engineers, there's no risk of damaging the ship by having your thrusters fire into solid blocks, unless that's changed, but I don't think it has. We've got to get hover engines on. And it's going to be tricky to get under there. This is where we start using the drone to build. So I haven't shown the drone in Season 3 yet. So if you're not aware of it, you press F5 and it launches this like camera drone that goes around and spies for you, and it can do you can control it to do certain tasks. It's capable of looting containers. It's now apparently capable of mining. Thumbs up to that. And it's also capable of building. So it can squeeze it into tight spaces where we can't get. Wait, is this the right way up already? Okay, it looks upside down to me. This might be a bit high for what I was thinking of. Let's rethink this a little bit. I want basically these side things are going to be skimming along the floor, I hope. So far I've just put down cubic blocks, but if I want to change it, I just right click and bring up this fantastic menu where I can choose all sorts of different shapes for my blocks. So let's try something a bit more like that. Just bring it down one. Then, oh no. And now I've got to remember to switch back to cube before I build again. That's more the sort of thing. Now hopefully we can squeeze under there. And this can be a bit tricky. The one thing about hover vehicles is you can't build them in space. Can't I barrel roll anymore with the drone? Oh shit. Got left and right. Apparently the drone can't barrel roll. That was half the bloody use of it. I could barrel roll with it to get it under here. Well, we're in creative mode and this base doesn't matter, so let's do it the easy way. Yes, yes. Structural integrity, by the way. Blocks need to be supported in this game. If they don't have enough support, they will just collapse, as that light did. So if I get hover engines on, like so. Then some hover boosters. Are there any parts missing? What doesn't it have? Oh, it doesn't have an oxygen container. I'm going to have to extend it a bit then. The ship doesn't necessarily need to have an oxygen station, but when you're locked inside it, you need to have O2 tanks. HV placeable O2 tanks. There we are. Just get one of those and stick it behind the cargo bay. And stick on some thrusters again. HV thrusters. Okay, we've got fuel, we've got engines, we've got thrusters forward and back, all the hover stuff's on, we've got a cargo box, we've got an ammo storage box, which we can't build yet. I believe that's... Oh no, we didn't put an ammo storage box in, but we can find space for one eventually. There's no point at the moment. I don't think we can build any proper weapons on it. So that's the gist of it. That's the frame of our hover vehicle. Now what we need to do is pretty it up a bit, because this is fairly ugly. So we're going to take these steel blocks and try and shape it into something nice. So for instance, if I bring this forward, and we have maybe like a propulsion ring around the middle of the ship. And back here, when I have one of these compound slopes, I use a lot of these when I'm building. These are ramp top and ramp bottom blocks. Basically let you extend a slope over 2 blocks instead of 1. Let's see then. This should have been done. Why wasn't that done? We can have some of these at the back. These are cylinder blocks, but they look a bit like pipes if you do them right. So let's stick a pipe there. And a thin curved cylinder over here. to look like that's sort of connected on at the back, like sort of like fuel pipes or whatever. Let's shape the front a bit. Maybe actually let's connect this up to the cockpit with some slopes. There we are. And we want a bit of a... We don't want this blocky sort of step here. So let's bring it in a bit with the slope here. And same at the back. Now we've got what is always the most difficult part for me, is trying to figure out what shape has to go into these bloody corner bits. I think this one's fairly easy. That should just be a normal corner. Now, what about this one? Long D is good, but it's not the one. It's a very weird and awkward sort of compound corner. It's got a slope on one side. Oh, what about corner long E? That might do it. No, it's got to be taller on one edge. Or maybe it doesn't have to be. Actually, maybe this would just give it a bit of a texture at the back here. Do you know, I actually kind of like that. Okay, we'll stick with that. And I'm gonna leave space. I'm gonna leave the top flat because we're gonna put the guns up there eventually. Now, next task is to repaint it normally. But before we get into painting it, I want to actually check that this thing can fly. Well, not fly, but hover. So, all we're going to do is get some fuel packs. Prom should give us the fuel packs. There we are. I'm going to leave the spotlight cube off the design because that's a level 5 thing. Okay, fill the fuel. So I've filled up the fuel tank. I'm going to turn it on by pressing Y. It looks like we're good so far. We're at a hover height of 3 meters. Let's zoom out a bit. Hold on. Okay, it's a bit too light to use the night vision goggles, and a bit too dark to not. But okay, let's use these. So I'm at 3 meters hover height. Looks like I've got decent-ish acceleration and speed. I can't actually fly in this thing, but I can hop a little bit. That's what the hover boosters are for, the little flat engines. It's pretty good at stopping. Turn in circles is pretty good. Okay, I'm pretty happy with this. So, being happy with it, let's go and find somewhere where it's still light. Let's go and chase the sun. Because what I've got to do next is paint it so it doesn't look all grey and horrible. I'm going to actually make sure to paint it this time, because last season I did say at some point I was going to paint the noob truck, our first HV in that, and I never did. It was grey and horrible for the entire season. Okay, we've got a couple of hours daylight here. So, let's give ourselves, I think, is it still its own separate tool to paint with? I think it is. Let's see, texture and colour tool is the one I know. There's a colour tool and a texture and symbol tool, yeah, so they haven't changed this. It's still texture tool and colour tool. So it looks like some kind of pistol, but actually it sprays pure colour. We should start with the textures then. What? Is that supposed to be the sound of the water? Oh dear. How do we want it to look? I mean, the general sort of option is just to go pure sleek metal. Well, this looks more like it's sort of riveted together. I've always liked this kind of look for bases, but not for these little vehicles, I don't think. So here's an issue with the blocks in the game. Some of them have like textures that don't line up from every angle. You have to rotate them properly. So you see here, this one with the kind of rusty panelled look. Those things don't line up. I'd have to get the rotator tool out and fiddle around with them for ages if I wanted to do that. I don't think I'd do. I don't think that's actually right for this anyway. We can go for something like this. But to be honest, the sleek metal look is... well, it's okay. Maybe on the sides and this bit here is where we need a bit of filigree. See, this is okay. I think I want something different on this rig on the side. And those look pretty good to me. Let's check a few other options. There's like this thing as well. Okay, so here's the look I've gone for. We've got like flat, very smooth and pristine metal on the top. We've got sort of panels on the sides. We've got this bit sticking out, which is meant to look a bit more like a like a rig. We've got special boxes for the engines to hang off. Got some pipe work connecting around to the side, and underneath is more sort of a little bit more industrial looking, I want to say, a little more cagey. So that's all the tech. Oh, and these little like little pipes or wires or whatever connecting the rig onto the ship itself. So with that done, the next thing we want to do is colour it, and I normally always go for the same sort of thing, which is like this. So black down the middle with like red stripes. The drone feels very different. I'm sure they've done something to the controls for this. So we're going to have a red stripe along here. And along here. We'll have a black stripe down the middle there, but the two things here will be red. These side blocks as well. I'm pretty sure I could turn the symmetry plane back on for this, but I'm halfway through now. The pipes, we want to be red as well. But most of the other blocks, I think we want to be black. You can see they do still retain. Oh shit! Do still retain a bit of pattern, a bit of texture. They don't just turn solid black, so that's nice. Black cockpit. Black engines, black blocks on the underside. These need to be black. We are applying to whole blocks, so I must have just forgotten them. That needs to be black. All of these. And we can paint the engines as well. There should be some red here. Just check if there's any blocks I've missed. So there's those hover boosters. They need to be black now as well, because they look weird if I leave them blue. That should be it. I think. Well, that needs to be black as well. Okay. That's definitely it. So, now we've got our vehicle built. Next thing we're going to do is hop back on the top of it. Now we've built this in creative mode. We want to get this into survival mode. We want to get it into the Dawn of Galaxy mode. So I'm going to press right Alt and O, which is my hotkey, but I think it's rebound. There's a ton of blueprints here. All these ones that say prefabs, they're like supplied with the game. These are various things I've downloaded to use in previous seasons. We've got the very first capital ship we ever built, Tatooine the Star Botherer from season 1. Got the old EK1 longbow there. Even got some designs for bases from the first season. There's the new proof from last season, etc, etc. What we do is go down here, click Save As, and we want to call it the S3 Skimmer. So that's now in my blueprint library, which is F2. Down, where is it? Here it is. Requires level 5 to unlock, so we've got a little bit of grinding to do, but all it needs is some iron, some copper, some cobalt, some silicon. Takes 15 minutes to build. I'm reading all this off the right hand side of the screen, by the way. And we go back into the main game, get the materials, stick them in the factory, click spawn, and off we go. So we're pretty much done in creative mode. Let's get back into the main game. Okay, so I was thinking about where I'm going to deploy my vehicles, and there is one obvious location. If I can find the stairs again. Here we are. So out on this balcony on the upper floor, by the radioactive thingamajig. Oh, look at that. Some gold and sathium and cement and biofuel. Magic. But what I'm really interested in is this. This is a repair bay. So this is clearly where we are supposed to, like, in theory, store vehicles. Now, because of its position, we can't currently get any vehicles up here. Like, we could deploy an HV up here, but as soon as we jump down there, there'd be no getting back. But what we're going to do is knock out some of these railings and just build a ramp up here. So all the way down over there, I'm going to get some iron. We're going to make some ramp blocks, and we're going to build an access way up there. How are we doing in terms of XP? We're halfway through level 3. So it's not a strenuous grind to get level 5 at this point. Alright, stop doing what you're doing, because I want... Cancel all these for the moment. Might as well leave those in there. What I want are just a lot of basic steel blocks L, which are the kind that are placeable on the base. Let's say 100. Okay, and while they're producing in the factory constructor even, let's go and pick an actual location where we want to stick the ramp. So what it comes down to is, which way am I normally going to want to leave the base? We're slap bang in the middle. The water generator is to the south, but the promethium deposit is to the north. So we probably want to split the difference and come like off here, down into the divot there. Let's might as well disassemble these railings. In fact, let's go a bit wider. So I still have the drone in normal mode. Now what we don't want to do is put a 45-degree ramp. I haven't had a lot of joy with those in the past, but an actual ramp should do us. It doesn't fit the decor of the base very well, but we can respray it once we have our colour tool and texture tool, which you don't start with. You have to unlock and build. Now, I have to worry about structural integrity. So, if I press N, go into structural integrity mode, you can see that already this is looking a bit peaky. The green blocks are fine. They're completely supported. They're not going to fall down. These red blocks here are going to fall off very soon if I try to add any more unsupported stuff. And that would be bad, because it's not just going to take the unsupported blocks, it's going to take a bunch of stuff that's attached to them as well. So let me get some more blocks and we'll try and build build it a bit more supported. We've got to be very, very careful. Don't want the whole show sort of crashing down around our heads as we're trying to build this. How does structural integrity and night vision work together? They don't. Night vision overrides structural. But it's fine, because structural integrity is visible regardless of the light conditions. Okay, let me make a backup save here, because this could go horribly, horribly wrong. But what I want to do is this bit here. I'm going to make a cylindrical column. Where's the thick one? The big cylinder. And I'm going to drag this all the way down to the ground. And because this is now supported, that's turned from very, very angry red to nice bright green. I may need to support it a little bit more before we get down there, but let's continue building out the ramp. That's not right, is it? What have I done there? Oh, I've got me drill out. Right, I can deconstruct to get the actual. I should be able to disassemble this and get the block back. Have I not set myself as the owner of this base? If I set this to private. Yeah, now I get my steel blocks back. Whoops. It's fine. Actually, I see what I need to do here. I need to just use ramp tops, I think. Ramp bottoms, even. I think. Oh no, there we go. It's going to have a weird, slightly stepped look. I'm sure I've done something wrong, but it's not too bad looking, honestly. You will notice as you watch me build in this game that geometry and I don't really get along. I don't seem to have quite the mind for it, but we struggle by somehow. Okay, I've got one more ramp top row here, I think. Then we need to put another column in for support. Yeah, you see, so I've come out that far, but now it's starting to go red again. So I need to get another column in there. Should have some more blocks made by now. $41, I don't think is going to be enough. Oh, we've actually used up all the iron on my mind. Whoops-a-daisy. Might need to get some more of that. Well, we'll need to get some more of that. We need iron to build this ship. Oh, I think I might just have enough. Let's see, I don't even know which way around this block is at the moment. Ah, that should be it. There we are. So, I've got my ramp up into the base. Let me turn the drone off. Weirdly, you can see the Talon Guardian over there. He's got no structural integrity at all because he's an entity, a creature moving around. So he and vehicles will always show red. So we've made this modification to our base so we can drive the vehicle up there. Now it's just a matter of getting the materials and getting the level and a half of XP I need to get the vehicle up here. So that should be the easy bit. But for now, I am out of iron and I'm getting the wizard need foods badly message. So let's leave it there for one episode. That's a bit more of a creative episode. We've designed a hover vehicle which we're going to use hopefully throughout this Let's Play until we find something better anyway. So do hope you've enjoyed it. Like and subscribe if you'd like to see more Empyrion Galactic Survival Dawn of Galaxy, and I'll see you next time.